You've always felt slightly out of place in conversations, not because you're arrogant, but because your mind works a few steps ahead, and you've learned to hide that, because showing it fully has never felt safe. High intelligence doesn't feel like a gift from the inside. It feels like restlessness, a quiet friction with the world. Think about the last time you were in a group conversation. You'd already processed where it was going. You already saw the flaw in the argument, but you said nothing, because you've learned that noticing too much makes people uncomfortable. Psychologists call this intellectual underexpression, suppressing cognitive output to maintain social belonging. It's not arrogance held in check, it's genuine loneliness. 1. You think in questions, not answers. This is epistemic curiosity. Your brain finds open loops more interesting than closed ones. 2. Shallow explanations make you uncomfortable. That friction is real. Researchers call it low tolerance for cognitive closure. 3. You learn through meaning, not memorization. Your brain stores information in connected networks, not isolated facts. 4. You often feel like an observer of your own life. That's metacognition, your prefrontal cortex monitoring your own thinking. Powerful and exhausting. 5. You connect things that seem completely unrelated. A film scene explains something from your childhood. A music lyric suddenly makes an economics concept click. This is associative thinking, one of the strongest markers of fluid intelligence. 6. You can see both sides of almost every argument, not because you're indecisive, because you hold multiple frameworks at once. Psychologists call this integrative complexity. It makes you a natural mediator. It also makes you feel perpetually misunderstood. 7. You're often underestimated by people who meet you briefly. High IQ individuals frequently self-edit, speak carefully, and hedge their words. That reads as hesitation to people who mistake speed for intelligence. 8. You experience intense focus followed by complete mental fatigue. Neuroscience calls this neural efficiency. Your brain burns significantly more energy during deep thinking. The crash afterward isn't weakness, it's your brain returning from an expensive state. 9. You've always felt slightly older than your peers. This is asynchronous development, cognitive maturity outpacing social development. You understood adult conversations before you understood childhood friendships. That gap leaves a specific loneliness that's hard to name. 10. You're deeply self-critical, not from low self-esteem, but because your internal standards are always slightly out of reach. The smarter the mind, the wider the gap between what you can imagine and what you can produce. That gap isn't failure, it's the cost of seeing clearly. Here is the one mental model that ties all of this together. Think of your mind as a high-resolution camera. It captures more detail, more light, more shadow. But more resolution also means more noise, more to process, more to feel. And a high-resolution image takes longer to render. That's not a malfunction, that's the cost of depth. The minds that carry the most are also the ones most likely to doubt themselves the most. If you saw yourself in this, in the exhaustion, the overthinking, the quiet disconnection, that recognition matters, not because it makes you exceptional, but because it makes you legible to yourself. And when you understand how your mind works, you stop fighting it. Carry that with you.